functioning there, objects are seen. But as long as there's no identification, I only become conscious of the object naturally through the senses and mind between instruments which are required. Even if somebody says, what is the color of it? You say, because it's a truth. Red hai to red, blue hai to blue. Kahenge. Even if somebody asks you, ki, how is it? Is it good or bad? Yeah, by looking at the texture or quality, you can say it's good or not good. Useful or not useful. These are all the facts. व्यवहार में होता है. But only when we identify with those things, immediately the samsara becomes. In the same way, what is said finally here is there is conscious Atma, there is Mano Atma, there is Indriya Atma, there is Vishaya Atma. Dehatma, Pranatma, they are added in our Aitareya Upanishad to make it full Panchakoshas. ओके इंद्रिया एंड देह ऐड हो जाते हैं प्राण और मन ऐड हो जाते हैं therefore whether it is mentioned or not if doubt comes add the prana or deha also as upadhis only यहाँ नहीं मेंशन किया ना देह का स्पेशली प्राणों का नहीं मेंशन किया तो अन्नमय प्राणमय नॉट सेड इंद्रियमय मनोमय is being discussed more in this Upanishad. However, all of them are upadhis only. तो कहा या ना कहा सबको ऐड कर लो. So who are you? I am consciousness. That's the difference between a samsari and jnani. Ask jnani, who are you? He says, I am consciousness. That's it. The ajnani samsari, he is also conscious with all upadhis, but he identifies and speaks. I am Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Ajnani, I am rich or poor. Ajnani, I am talented, non-talented. I am not that. I am aware of that. They are all the lakshana of the upadhi. Like I am Brahmana, that is Sharira upadhi, no? Janma. I am intelligent, that is intellect's upadhi. Intellect ka. I am rich or poor, that's depending on the money. I am a singer, I am a dancer. They are all of the upadhis only, no? Like Ajnani goes on living life like that only. And again, I am wife or husband, children and all. I am is a consciousness. Consciousness cannot become all of that. Conscious is not the wife or husband. In the consciousness, two bodies are projected, male, female. Then one becomes wife, one becomes husband, and both become miserable and others become entertained. That is the thing. Can we grasp from this one thought? पूरा उपनिषद का ही सार है. कौन सा आत्मा का हमें उपासना करना है? That upalabdha, for his upalabdhi of the objects, these karanas were useful. That upalabdha is an atman. He is a pure conscious awareness only. Therefore, I am an independent consciousness. For my becoming awareness, these are all created, not for identifying with. What is the difference between becoming aware and not or identifying? In becoming awareness, you see the birth of the wave equally. You see the growing of the wave with equal vision. When the wave dissolves, you are equally seeing it without getting disturbed. That's called a being consciousness. What is identification? When the wave is born, you are excited. अरे यार जन्म हो गया अरे wave का. Extra additional emotion. When the wave is growing, again we are surprised. When the wave dies, we feel miserable. That is identification. At that time, what happened to us? Not remained as the conscious self, but identified with the wave. Therefore, birth of wave is as if felt as my birth. Therefore, excitement. Change of the wave as if my change. Therefore, that a surprise thing. Finally, the death of the wave taken as my death. This is called identification. Therefore, I feel miserable. Arey, mar gaya re. In and through all of that, what is the position of the consciousness? It is already there. Without the consciousness, you can't see that wave through the eyes and mind. But that is not identified with. Instead, the thought of the waves, birth, modification, death, thought, उससे हम identify किए. As the wave is changing, we were also feeling as if we are changing. That feeler is Jiva. He is a sufferer. He is a samsara. Like the snake is hissing, he is afraid. Snake is moving here and there, he is afraid. Which snake? Which is not there, projected on the rope. Very crucial discussion it is. I really very clearly दिया है. सह उपलब्ध सह उपलब्ध उपास्य आत्मा नः अस्माकं भवितुमर्हति इति निश्चयं कृतवन्तः. Simple language में, for whom all of them are reporting, he is an Atman. In other language, the one from whom they are coming, staying in whom, dissolving into whom. See, these are the expressions when they are said. Take the help of the Aitareya and then Mandukya, what we studied, that beautiful sentence. What do you mean by that from whom everything came, that because whom everything staying, that into which everything goes? Idea is what? That which from whom it is came, कहा ना, that was there before this came. पहला था वो, आदि में वो था. Then when this is going on, that fellow was there behind supporting it. Therefore, because of whom it is sustaining. And into whom that dissolves. What do you mean by that? That thing which came when it dissolved, this thing continued to remain. Therefore it is said, कौन था पहले? आत्मा था. तो बाद में कौन आया? जगत आया. तो कहां से आना चाहिए जगत? नेचुरली जो है उनमें से आना चाहिए. Isn't it? Continuously the Jagat which has come out going on modifying. Who is observing that modification? The one who is unmodified, who was there when that was not there, Jagat. Third, when that manifested Jagat dissolves, where it has gone? What is remaining after that? The self is remaining. Therefore, it has gone into the self only. So, what is water? That from where all waves are born. That in which all waves dance. That into which all waves dissolve. What is the expression of this? Ki before the waves came, the water was there. Waves were not there. Now waves came. From where they must come? What was there? From that only it must come. What was there? Water. Therefore, wave came from water. So too, when the wave is waving, moving, who is the one who is supporting it? Same water. Therefore, that because of which the water wave is moving, that is called water. Third is, where is the wave dissolving? What is remaining after the wave's dissolution? The water. Therefore, into which the wave goes inside, that is called as water. Same time, consciousness is there. Your existence is there before the manifestation of all these, the upadhis and the outer world. Consciousness is there continuously when the upadhis and the objects of the world are coming in contact and detaching from the contacts. When the entire drama is ending, still the conscious self is there. Therefore, that conscious self is the Atma which we have to identify and say, I am the conscious existence. Full stop. Any coming down is identification with Upadhi is equal to Jiva Bhava is equal to beginning of samsara. And when will it end? Only when I go back to identify with the final Atma. When we come out of the house, when the travel, journey, tension, worry starts, when will it end? When you come back home in the evening, relaxed. Isn't it? That is why they give the example of in the ship, in between the ocean, on the deck of the ship, when the ship or whatever boat was moving away from the shores, that bird came and stood on that. Then that bird, when the ship is in the midst of the ocean, went out of that ship, went on moving, flying everywhere. But for its final support and relaxation, where there are no trees or mountains, etc., for it to recline, rest. Where will it come back? It will have to come back onto the deck of the ship only. Same way, I, the pure self, having becoming Jiva, wandering in the Upadhis, through the Upadhis in the various places, worlds, lokas, shariras, anubhutis, कुछ भी add करो. All that will end only when I come back from my Jiva Bhava to Atma Anubhava. Till that time, samsara will not end, is not an emotional sentence. It's a fact. It's intellectual common sense. Because Atman alone is non-modifying, non-born, non-dying. Into that only we have to come and identified to experience that birthless, deathless feeling. As a body, how can you be birthless, deathless? How as a mind, how can you be without modifications? And the birth and death modifications are the ones which are giving dukkha. I don't want dukkha. You don't want dukkha? No. Then be the self, pure conscious self. उसमें कोई दुख का चांस ही नहीं, कारण ही नहीं है. Technically is called as not knowing the self. That is avidya. What is said in Sanskrit as avidya and all is in this way when you study in English, this is the meaning. I don't know myself to be pure conscious self. Therefore, I take myself to be an individuality. Then, with upadhi identification, I do all this samsara for myself, which is not required. Giver of dukkha only it is. Very crucial topic nowadays we are discussing. Please, slowly, steadily. हो गया. Then, after that, mm, now the various modifications of the antakarana were mentioned in the mantra. Their meaning we have to see. After understanding what conclusion these modern jignasus have come to regarding which Atman to be identified with for moksha. Neither the Karana Atma nor with the Karana functioning Jivatma, but the awareness for whom all of them are supported, are reported, are presented. That Atman we have to identify. Now he says, Tad antakarana upadisthasya upalabdhuhu prajnarupasya brahmanaha upalabdhyartaha ya antakarana vrittayaha bahya antarvarti vishya vishayaha ta imaha uchyante. So that Sangnyanam, Vijnanam, Ajnanam, Prajnanam, what words they are said, what are all of them is in these two lines, Bhagavan Adi Shankara beautifully explains. Then each of the word is explained. So if you are clear, satisfied with today's discussion that the Atman alone is Hridayam, the Hridayam alone is Mana, the Mana alone is Indriyas. Indriyas have different functions to perceive different objects. Mana has different modifications to have different emotional experiences. All of them are Atman, but not Upasya Atmas. They are Upasya Atma is to be identified. If you identify them, we are in samsara. So that Upalabdha, for whose Upalabdhi these Karanas are all functioning, he is the Upasya Atma for us. That is pure conscious existence in us. Pure conscious existence word we are borrowing from other text for a clarity. Otherwise, what happens? Who is the Upalabdha for whom all these are presented? When that inquiry is done, where we reach is the pure existence expressing as consciousness. Because we already studied in other text, so we are borrowing the words that the Upalabdha Atma is Upalabdharu Atma is Satchit. वहां से हम बारो करके कह रहे. Otherwise, इसी उपनिषद के आधार पे जाओ without worrying about the other Upanishad quotation. In the inquiry of that pure Upalabdhu Atma, we recognize it to be the consciousness existence only. So when we are satisfied with this topic, tomorrow these two lines we discuss, then each of the word That is explained by Shankara Bhagavan. About the variety of modification of Antakarana, we will see that. So, by that, what is said? Everything is Atman, yet nothing is Atman. Everything is Atman because without Atman they are all not there. For the Atman alone they are not, they are there. Second is there's nothing is there other than Atman means what? If you identify with them, there is samsara. No need to identify with them, stay only with the self. Both standpoints we have to be very clear in our understanding. Oh, sochte, aa jayega. So having done tomorrow this one, then in the third mantra, not only these things, but everything in the world is that pure prajnanam conscious Paramatma only interpreted as this or that by the upadhis which are born out of the ignorance or avidya. That topic will be discussed. Toward the end, all are nothing but expressions of that prajnanam, and that prajnanam devoid of all these expressions, pure, is called Brahman. Therefore, Prajnanam Brahman. That's the Mahavakya. This is how this Mahavakya is derived in this Upanishad. Arrived at little more. We'll do the discussion inquiry tomorrow. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramanushibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu Aitareya Upanishad Acharyebhyo Namasmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Thank you.